I know it's been a while. Something has happened, and I need to share it with you. But first, I'm going to tell you a story. And, yeah. About 20, maybe 15 years ago, I was known as Billy. I lived with a friend of mine back then, a couple of them, good friends at the time. And one of them was named Christina. And she would listen to a singer called Kate Bush all the time. And I never really paid much attention to the music. I would just kind of, listen and I wasn't really into it. But I had heard the song that she would play called Running Up the Hill. And it didn't really mean much of anything to me back then. Well, back then, a lot of things happened. A lot. A lot of really, really traumatic things. Major life lessons, however you want to put them. Things that it took me a decade to recover from. Mostly. I hadn't heard this song until 3 or 4 days ago while I was watching Stranger Things, and the episode was called Dear Billy. And I thought, well, this is interesting because I was looking through Netflix trying to look at what I could watch. And one of my friends in this game told me she just watched Stranger Things. So I'm like, all right, let's watch that. And I find the episode, season 4, and I get through it. I get to the episode. And I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there's a scene where the song plays and a line in the song where she says, "You don't know that I made a deal with God to trade places with you." 15 years ago, I was Billy, and I had no idea what a transgender person even was, let alone what a hermaphrodite was. But I kept having visions of myself in this other life. I was someone else. And she was having visions of me as someone else. And the wires had been crossed. And when I was with the Leo, that was a very interesting life experience. During the last year of our partnership, living in a house on a hill, I kept having visions of this other me from this other reality. It was almost an alternate future timeline. And whenever I was having those visions, it felt like we were supposed to be living each other's lives. And at some point, I remember very vividly having a vision, dream experience. It was almost an out of body lucid dream, but I was awake. Of seeing the reality in front of me distort into two and then merge back into one, as if somebody split the video in two pieces and then put it back together. And after that, everything was different. During that time, I remember wanting to trade places. I wanted to leave. And before we moved into that house on the hill, me and him had sat in the car outside the front door, in the front driveway by the door. And I told him, like, my heart's breaking. And he was like, what's wrong? And I told him, I feel like I'm going to die in this house. And that version of me did die. It wasn't ever even me. It was like this spiky armor, like this monster I was hiding inside. And in this scene, in this episode, this girl is running from the monster. And when you finish the season, you'll be like, holy shit. But I realized something today, actually, which is why I'm making this video, to share this with you, just in case you're someone who's questioning a lot of things about yourself. I'm going to be 42 this year, and I have been so traumatized in my life that I am aware of my cognitive dissonance and complex post-traumatic stress disorder. I do not claim them, but I am aware that my mind has been my mind has been fractured in a way. I feel things differently, I see things differently. So if you're someone who's questioning a lot of things and you don't know what's happening in your life, and you don't know where you're going or what's happening, and you really don't want to be where you're at, first of all, breathe and be careful what you ask for. If I only could, I'd make a deal with God. And I did. And I ran up that hill towards that house on the hill. Except it's not there anymore. But the other version of me is still there. And I'm aware of that version. So what you're going through, give it time. It might not make sense right now. But maybe for me it took 15 years to look back, 15 years to realize who I am now is just the seedling. I have to start from square one again. Process time, process routines, discipline, making certain I'm being gentle with myself. You know, if you've been through a lot or you're going through a lot, stop trying to reach the finish line, because there isn't one. Where you are in the body you're in, regardless if you're, transgender or hermaphrodite or whatever you are, whatever you identify with, it doesn't matter. Be aware that who you are now is still being sculpted by the sculptor. You are one variant of many. And this version of you that you exist as today is not who you're going to be tomorrow. This is why it's so important that you take some time each day and visualize and feel, emulate, embody, role play who it is that you see yourself as. Truly. Instead of hiding under negative emotions, fears, projections, labels, who are you? What do you feel like? What does it feel like to be in your body? You are translating heaven. You are translating ether through your senses. And what you're perceiving is your current reality. This is how you create the kingdom of heaven on earth. You create what you feel and what you see in your heart and your mind into the world with your hands and your actions, with every kind deed, with every imaginative act. You can do this. Everybody can do this. So I think the step one of really learning what self-love is, without the bullshit of it all, what are you doing for you right now? Not for anything else, but just how you feel and think and what you're looking at inside you. Step one, you're in your body. Check the engine. Check all the gauges, the mirrors, the driver's seat, the passenger seat, the doors, the, seat belt, steering wheel, the brakes, gas pedal. If you've been through something that's traumatized you, remember, there are things you're overlooking. Though when we're traumatized, we overlook certain things and we don't acknowledge them because of survival mode. So give yourself this opportunity to check in with yourself the way you check in with yourself, not the way they want you to. Stop following the crowd. Really, really stop. Everyone's begging for uniqueness and originality. Yet they go with the herd because no one's standing apart from the herd. Because everyone's waiting for the next one to do it first. You can have peace. You can have yourself right now. But you have to be so honest with yourself, with what you're thinking about people and yourself, and what you're allowing yourself to get away with not doing. Do you work out enough? Do you eat enough? Do you drink enough water? Do you go for walks or meditate enough? Do you do any gardening? Do you talk to animals at all, even just for fun? Do you do anything creative? What do you want to do? Not in 5 years, not in 3 years, not when you have this or when you have that. If you had nothing else to do right now, what would you be doing? That version of you that wants to do that thing or experience that joy or just sit there and lounge on the couch and do nothing. Why aren't you letting that version of you live for a bit? It's amazing the things that happen in your life when you let go of so many things that you think you're supposed to feel and think. I know I have a unique perspective on all this. We all do. So take this as advice from someone who feels things far too deeply and has descended as well as ascended. You can break the wheel by not even wanting to break it. So stop chasing, stop running, stop drowning, and just be. Do something fun for you, your idea of fun. By yourself, harms no one. I love you. This is, I don't know if you can see this, but it's a song. The song's name, I guess I can put it in the comments. Anyway, I hope this helped you. I didn't really want to make this video, and I didn't want to make it 20 minutes long. I thought it was going to be 6 minutes, but whatever. Yeah. It's been a day, you guys. It's been a day. A good day, but still. Remember, don't do what I did. Don't live your life within the ghost of who you were. Stop hiding, because it will drive you crazy. Because your true self wants to be out in the world, even if it's just by yourself. Your shadow self doesn't. So keep a balance between the two. And be kinder to yourself. You, as well as many others, as well as myself, have been through a lot. And we don't know the extent of things that have been done to benefit us. So be humble. And if you think of others that have traumatized you and it causes you emotional distress, then just remember, it's only for as long as you think the same things about the same people. You have the power to change it. You can call somebody an asshole or you can call them a sweetheart. It's your choice. You can say someone's dumb or you can say someone's smart. Doesn't matter how dumb they are. You can call them smart. You know, it's up to you. Your words create. Your emotions fuel that creation. And your mind gives it a canvas. Painting. So create something nice. It's not easy. It's not instant. But the more you do it, the more you're going to repair your neural network to go from survival into peace. And you can do this if you think you know someone who's a narcissist, whether it's you or someone else. Stop labeling them that. Don't label them that. Stop referring to them as that. Stop labeling people negative or demonic or toxic. Just drop it. We're all a family. There are some who are still growing, and there are some who need comforting, and some just need to sit down and have some fun and relax, and some need to get up and go out and have some fun. Some need to be single, and some need to be in relationships. But first and foremost, check your vehicle. Be gentle with yourself in ways that you can't. Think about that. Be gentle with yourself in ways that you think you can't, because you only think you can't because you've been in survival mode. Prove yourself wrong. I love you. Take care of yourself. I am sorry for how long I've been gone. I've been somewhere else. I love you guys. Bye for now.